how far toward abstraction can your conception of God move and still be meaningful? I mean, as a motivator, and still be attractive to people?
I think one of the great characteristics of this age of spirituality is that as the notion of the absolute became more ethereal, as it were, more otherworldly, they also discovered the divine in themselves. In India, Brahman was the foundation of everything that existed. It was utter transcendence, but it was also identical with your very deepest self, with your Atman. In Buddhism, nirvana is not a place or distant object. It is also a sacred realm of peace that you discover in the core of your being, absolutely natural to humanity.
As far as biological evolution goes, there are various ways of thinking of that as being an instrument of divine creation. There's a deistic scenario where you imagine a God winding up kind of the clock and letting it go. The idea being that natural selection by its nature would tend to move in certain directions. And then there are alternative scenarios which it sounds like you're more inclined toward. Am I right?
Not quite.
Okay.
I take rather the first scenario, but I don't think it's a question of God winding it up and letting it go. This is, I think, much too external understanding of God's relationship to the world. As God is out there, set up the machinery, and then went on off for a holiday, just left us to it. That is 18th century deism, which of course people were moved towards when they saw the universe as a great clock, all the planets moving in a strict regularity around the sun and so on. And the mechanical universe, mechanical models were very dominant, and it did look as though God was a great watchmaker. And of course, once you set up a watch going, it goes on ticking away and going round its cycles without any change. But the world isn't like that. The world actually goes on producing new things in time. It isn't like a clock which keeps going around the same cycles.
You know what, though? I find it ironic that people who are against things that cause sexual thoughts are generally fundamentalist Christians who also believe you should be fruitful and multiply. Isn't that weird? Don't you think they'd be for things that cause sexual thoughts? You know what I mean? Maybe even a centerfold in the Bible? Miss Deuteronomy? Turn-offs, bloods, locusts, and smokers? Turn-ons, myrrh. I don't know what myrrh is. Chicks dig it. Back to my real baby, I got some myrrh. I did that joke in Alabama. These three rednecks met me after the show. Hey, buddy, come here. Hey, Mr. Comedian, come here. Yeah, I love that. Come here. Not a physics major. That's a safe bet. Mr. Funny Man, come here. Hey, buddy, we're Christians. We don't like what you said. I said, then forgive me.